All right, today we have Dr. John Gallagher. Dr. Gallagher is a licensed clinical social worker, a licensed clinical addictions counselor, and he's an associate professor of social work at Morgan State University. Dr. Gallagher, I want to hear your entire story, but first, before we go through your entire life story, can you give me some high level highlights, accomplishments, and some of the work you've done to kind of frame up our conversation? And I have a hunch that you're an incredibly humble man, but I want you to brag a little bit here.
Well, I will do my best. When you say the word, what do I see as some of my accomplishments, and as I speak as my life as a whole, is I'm a father, and I have two daughters, 18 and 16, Morgan and Carley Gallagher, and just like any mother or father, parenthood, it's not always easy. It's beautiful. It has its ups and downs and challenges, and I'm just so proud of my daughters, their resiliency, and I'm so happy and proud to be their dad. And they inspire me as I share that personal information. They inspire me to do the work that I do in social work. And my youngest daughter, Carley, is actually considering following in my footsteps. She's thinking about being a social worker. My oldest daughter, actually, Todd, is following in your footsteps. She wants to be in business and an entrepreneur. So I would say, being a father has been a big accomplishment in my life. And then from also a professional standpoint, I would say the biggest accomplishment is giving African Americans a voice in the quality of services they've received in the criminal justice system. And what I mean by that is my work, my research is related to racial and ethnic disparities in treatment court outcomes. And treatment courts, for those that may not know, are an alternative to incarceration for individuals who are arrested and also have a substance use disorder, an addiction, and or co-occurring mental illness. And these programs, treatment courts, have been around for 30 years. And we found that in some programs, African American participants graduate less. They have less positive outcomes than their white counterparts. And so I've spent the last decade or so researching this phenomenon, ultimately to give African American participants a voice in their lived experiences in the program. And of course, we can kind of elaborate more on that and how it leads to the service learning project my students and I are doing. But personally, the biggest accomplishment is, I have two amazing, bright, resilient daughters, and I love being their dad. And professionally, it's been my research related to giving African Americans a voice in treatment courts.